All right, so we're live, right?
Yes, but
We're muted. Okay. All right, a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome back to Brevard Sports Network, where tonight the Satellite Scorpions will take on the Space Coast Vipers. Alan Slaughterzinski, Nick Donahue, Caleb Brown with you. So you see the captains at midfield for Satellite at the moment. It is quarterback Brody Brennan, number 11, Anthony Romero, number 1, Noah Corvo, and number 8 is Brennan Sachs. And joining me, of course, is I see Zion Sandy over there for Space Coast, number 75, as well as Bo Story. Looks like number 51, too, which is Cameron Linville. And our last captain,
Number 8.
number 8, yeah, that's gonna be Deuce Fluellen is going to be our captain. So we got the national anthem getting ready to start. That's kind of why I'm like, everybody's like, what's wrong with Alan, man? Jeez, this guy's got, well, he's screaming, and I normally would be. But we got the national anthem here tonight. So what we're going to do is when they sing the national anthem, I'm going to take my headset off, and you should be able to hear it through the headset. So they're standing with us in the press box. And so when that happens, we'll do that. But we got two teams here, Nick, that last season went a combined one with 11 wins, one with 10 wins. They were 21-4 last season. This is a regular season football game, a regular season clash, and it's going to immediately, Nick, determine who sits at the top of the heap in Brevard County in the SSAA.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams considered high up in the Nope, I think we're going to sing here.
Well, I think they're going to wait for the captains.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
so go ahead.
Both these teams are considered tops of the teams in the North in the Atlantic Division of the SSAA. So this is a game that a lot of teams are going to be watching.
They both fell to American Heritage last year, who was an absolute beast in the SSAA 11-man state championship. We've got a new addition to the SSAA this year. We had one drop, one add. Cocoa Beach comes back to the SSAA. They were there a few years ago when Coach Waldrop was the head coach. So Holy Trinity now moves as an FHSAA independent. But we got a great coaching matchup here tonight, too. Dan Burke, 260 career wins, going up against Jake Owens. And, again, we talked in the pregame show. A lot of people say this, that, and the other. And I love Jake myself. But wherever he goes, he wins.
A winning coach, every program, every division, it really doesn't matter.
All right, here we go with the national anthem.
Singing of the national anthem by the Satellite Scorpion 10 Tones.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag
How about that? Satellite
It is
Scorpion.
definitely football season.
Satellite Scorpion 10 tones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 10 of them.
There you go.
I just wanted to count, make sure, because you got to be accurate. You know me and my stats, right? Tonight's game, I want to let everybody know we've got a tremendous amount of sponsorship and support this year, and so I just want to make sure that we pay homage to our sponsors before, during, and after the broadcast. Natwick Insurance, Chrissy Lindback, Coastal Strength and Barbell, Cape Coast Volleyball, Gillen and Lindback, Legacy Sports Construction, and the halftime show will be sponsored by Gamers R Us. These two teams, they've got a series history. Space Coast leads the series 10-6. Satellite has won 5 consecutive meetings in this series. The last time these two teams got together 4 years ago, back on November 22nd. It was a close one. Satellite won it 68-0. The programs have not played in a game since then, but let's be honest, neither of these two teams resembles anything as to what they were 4 years ago. Space Coast has since won an SSAA championship. Satellite has hired the winningest head football coach in Brevard County and in the state of Florida, quite honestly. Space Coast comes in averaging 33 points a game last year. They only allowed 11. They also forced 30 turnovers. Satellite committed only 10. Space Coast averaged 179 rushing yards. You can't get more down the middle than this, and 179 passing yards last season. So as we get ready to go here, Caleb's got the scoreboard on. No clock. It's BSN. We'll tell you how much time is left. See what else we got here. You go Zion Sandy last year, because they're going to get the ball first. That's why we're giving you all these numbers. Sandy accounted for 36 touchdowns last season, and Space Coast has won 21 of their 21 games in the last 2 seasons. Zion Sandy protects the football as well. He only threw 5 interceptions last season, Nick, and we are ready to go.
What a young man. You know, we talked a lot about him during the pregame, but I'm excited to watch him. And, throwing at 64% for the season last year, Sandy, it's going to be impressive to watch him tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As we get ready to go back deep for the Vipers is going to be Chad Johnson, a guy I know Jake loves being a Bengals fan. Just the name alone right there. And, of course, Caden Thomas, who, if you're Dan Burke and you have watched this film and you're special teams coordinator, you aren't kicking this football in the direction of number 3. And set to kick off for the Satellite Scorpions. Looks like number 34. 34. That's going to be Ryder Hodges. As we are ready to boom. Oh, yeah, that's just smart
Exactly
football.
what I thought was going to happen.
Yep.
Very smart football right there.
You keep it away from both Johnson and Thomas, and this is where Zion Sandy and the Space Coast Vipers will start their first offensive possession of the season. There is no preseason. There is no Kickoff Classic. Every down, every snap, every score matters starting right now for both of these teams. Zion Sandy, of course, will be the quarterback. Keep your eyes on man Thomas, or Williams, man Williams. Charlie Williams, unbelievable. I mean, you look at man, and he's a 9th grader standing next to a Zion Sandy, a 9th grader. Had a great year last year. 1st and 10, ball on the 35. Up, not a good snap, or it was a good snap, but Sandy bobbled it, and Satellite comes in and eats it alive.
That's your week 1 nerves right there, Alan.
Yep.
Week 1 nerves. You know, I don't expect to see too much of that moving forward, but definitely week 1 nerves there.
2nd and 15, maybe 16 for Space Coast. Yeah, I mean, you're going to see that. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the unfortunate things is the SSA don't have the preseason game like the FHSA does. So they don't get the opportunity to get that live action prior to this first game.
Nope. 2nd and 15 and a half. We'll call it. Sandy wants it, has it high, gives it to Man, and the hole is there, and he gets all of the penalty yardage back, plus another 9, 10 yards. Man picks up 16, and there is the nerves gone with a great run by Charlie Williams.
Just like that. Satellite brings pressure on the outside, left side, and they run right at it. They might as well have high-fived on the way past each other between the linebacker and the running back.
We aren't going to lose Thomas tonight. He's in the bright pink gloves and shoes, and we aren't going to lose the slot guy either. Oh, that ball is perfectly thrown and hauled in very nicely by Deuce Fluellen. Fluellen, we're not going to lose either. He goes up with the neon yellow and hauls it in. That was a beautiful pitch and catch from Sandy to Fluellen.
And I expect we're going to see a lot of that tonight. Owens is known to want to spread it out, throw the ball. Don't get it wrong. He will absolutely run the ball right down the middle when he's spread out as well, but he loves to put the ball in the air.
And right now it is 1st and 10 at the Satellite 34-yard line. We'll give you the offensive line as soon as I can figure out who's up there. And Sandy with the snap to Man, and nice job by the Scorpions defense to get penetration. First on the scene there is number 0, Luke Hurt. And Luke is a guy, Nick, that Dan Burke just absolutely Burke, it's always team, but he had a lot of great things to say about Hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. Hurt had an older brother that came through just a few years as well, and another great family in the satellite program.
2nd down and 12 following the loss of 2. Sandy wants it, has it, gives the man straight up the gut, and Satellite is again there to stop it. And this time it is, again, it's Luke Hurt in there, and that's going to bring up our first 3rd down of the game of the season. It's 3rd and 11 for Space Coast. Looks like we got number 66 up there. Oh, there we go. Okay, my man. We got Carter Quinlan, Brantley Morgan, Bryson Gavin, Henry Husslander, and Bo Story, the offensive line for Space Coast. This is 4-down territory, no question about that. 3rd and 11. Sandy wants, has, looks, time, steps up, launches one. That ball, I'll tell you what, that is well played, well defended. That's a good ball all the way across the board, Nick.
Defended by number 1, Noah Corvo. There's a lot of expectations for him this year. He's going to be a two-way player, both offensive, wide receiver, defensive corner, so great play right there.
That was one of the keys to our game tonight was Corvo in that secondary locking in against Thomas and, of course, Fluellen and anybody else that Owens throws out there. That's going to be offsides on 4th down, so that's going to be 4th and 6 now. How you doing, buddy? You okay? You sure? Yep. All right. Checking on Caleb. He's manning all the equipment tonight, the camera. And so please welcome back Caleb to high school football this year. It's good to have him. It's week 1. Cut him some slack.
Cut us all some slack.
Cut us all some slack. 4th and 6. So this is a big 4th down here. The ball is on the 29-yard line.
Huge difference between 4th and 10 and 4th and 5. I know, that sounds obvious, but it just completely opens the playbook up.
Yeah, dump-offs become an option.
Absolutely.
Here. Yeah, man in motion.
Screens, we got
throws. He wants it all. Caught! Touchdown! Space Coast! What a play! Hauled in by Deuce Fluellen. I tell you what, Nick,
wow.
What a throw into double coverage.
Noah got him on the first one, but Deuce, turned right around and took it right back.
Unbelievable throw and catch.
Quick movement down the field from the offense on Space Coast. Exactly what we all thought was formation-wise, play-wise was going to happen.
Yep.
Nice mix between run and pass, but really it's the pass is what they depend on.
They thought they had it that first time they threw it. They must have saw something they really liked on for the extra point. Caden Thomas, the holder. The snap is good.
Ooh.
They just missed it, but the kick is a good one, and it is by number 24, Riley Duncan. That'll put Space Coast on the board first. 7-0. We'll be back here on the Brevard Sports Network. Ready? Welcome back here to Satellite, and I got to tell you, man, Nick, it wasn't bad coverage. Deuce Fluellen just, goes up into double coverage and hauls it down.
High points it, everything that you'd ask out of an outside receiver, knows when to go up, holding on that ball, strength on the way down, impressive.
And here's the kickoff for Satellite. And this will go back. He's down. That's down. Can't put your knee down in high school football. Looked like that was Javier. Is that Javier Shiver? 17? Yep, sure was.
17, Caden Jackson.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team. Yep, week one. Caden Jackson. Caden Jackson out there. So now we'll get a look at the Satellite offense on the football field. They'll be led by quarterback Brody Grennan. At running back will be Raider Kerr. Anthony Romero will play the fullback position. Weird to see an FB. Brennan Sachs, but it is Dan Burke. Caden Jackson and Noah Corvo. Wide receivers Wilson James, Zach Tiemann, Lucas Jersa, Micah DeVoe, and Jacob Carnes up front on the offensive line. Grennan, a great season last year. Satellite's going to line up with an I formation. That's shocker there.
Yeah.
Turns, gives, and straight up the gut. It's got to be Raider Kerr back there, I would imagine.
Beautiful sidestep in the pocket there. It's kept himself going north. 5-yard gain. Burke will take that every down.
Actually, that was not Raider Kerr. That was the Cocoa Beach transfer, Tristan Sajak, in on the carry. But he picks up 5, and it is that's a great run on first down up the middle against this Space Coast defense.
For how much we talk about Owens loving to pass, Burke loves the run.
Yeah.
And rightfully so with the success that he's had over the years with the processes that he puts in place.
And this is a quick pitch. And nice job there. That was Raider. Yeah, that was Kerr that time. Kerr with the carry. And that'll bring up third down and short. And, Nick, if that's not Dan Burke football on first and second down, nothing is.
It looks like they're going to go ahead and give him a first down there.
You go.
So
okay.
two runs, both 5 yards apiece. Again, Dan Burke will take that every play.
This is what made this offense so effective last year. They would chew you up for 5 yards. And then Brody Grennan would pop you down the field on a play action.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Turns, gives, and I'm going to tell you what I'm impressed with right out of the gate. Kerr, two-handing that ball through the middle like that, picks up 5 yards up front. The tackle made by Evan Kleinman. Next to Evan Kleinman, it looks like his number 18, Nathan Strong, and number 9 up there as well, Solomon Snaith. Snaith's a beast. He can come off of that edge fast. Jake's going to have, looks like a 3-4. 3-3. No, this is a 3-3.
Yep, 3-3.
That's 3-3 stack maybe, huh? Oh.
Can't stop your feet.
We just called his name, Solomon Snaith, the 10th grader. That's the impressive thing. That's a loss of 2. That's an impressive thing with Space Coast. You look down this roster, right? 10th,
yep.
9th, 10th, 9th, 8th. It's crazy.
And beyond impressive. Again, a lot of these guys have played since 8th grade. So now they're 2-3 years into the program, really understanding what Coach Owens wants to do, and man, it's such a big difference.
Yep, no doubt. 6:14 to go in the opening quarter of the season, And Nick Donahue, Alan Slaughterzinski, and Caleb Brown. I want to welcome all of you watching here tonight. Third down and about 6. Here's the first pass of the night. Throws, and it's little inside screen there to number 1. No, is that Noah?
Noah, correct.
Noah, yeah, Noah Corriveau. And it doesn't go anywhere. And Space Coast, after giving up 10 yards on the ground on the first 2 carries, buckles down and gets a stop, Nick.
And this was one of my pregame thoughts, with the high-flying offense that Jake Owens loves to have, can Satellite go down a touchdown or 2 and still keep their philosophy, still keep their running thoughts? And that's football 101, but it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, that's a beautiful spiral. And, dropped. And great coverage. Lucky to pick it up.
Beautiful punt. What, 40-yard punt, 50-yard punt? Beautiful.
Who I want to give credit to who told me that. Eric, I can't have my glasses on. Eric Sherrod, I think. Who? Okay. So Deuce Fluellen, right, is the national champ in long jump.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
That
might explain that ups.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thanks, Eric, for that tidbit.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, of information. You only got to tell me once when it comes to sports. I have no idea why I've been married twice, because I remember everything when it comes to sports, but that's it.
Brain can only hold so much information, Alan. You just have to decide what's important and what's not.
That's about what they tell you. What is that? They got to stop playing the fake tornado thing. Did you hear that?
I did hear it.
It's okay if you're at Bradford. You get it. It's coming, right? But come on, man. Little MC Hammer in the background. Haven't heard MC Hammer in a while. Here we go. 1st and 10. Zion Sandy. Man Williams in the backfield. In motion. And it's a jet sweep to Chad Johnson. Johnson breaks the edge. Gets on the edge. Johnson creates a little something out of nothing, Nick.
That was beautiful. Almost caught in the backfield. Beautiful block on the end of that run right there. Helped get that 4 yards.
Yep. Oh, I was like, what is that? Oh, okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, here we go. A gain of 3, 2nd and 7 now. And again, number 8 is Deuce Fluellen. He's in the neon yellow gloves and shoes.
Can't miss him.
Nope, and Caden Thomas is in the neon pink. Sprint right. Oh, what a block. I don't care what happens on this play, but Man Williams
beautiful
just threw a block that absolutely saved a sack.
Saved the sack, and then Sandy did the smart thing. Threw the ball away, play for another down. Yep. I mean, beautiful decision there. Man, though, what a saving block that was.
That was a great play by Man Williams. Talking to Jake over the summer about Man, and just the player that he is and the kid that he is. Man, Jake loves this kid. He really does.
And that's that connection I was talking about in the pregame.
Big third down here for Space Coast. They've 1 for 1. Actually, 1 for 2 tonight. Sandy gets out, and this is what he does well. Cuts back. He is not going to have enough for the first down. And this will bring up 4th down and 5. And I would expect that Owens would punt here. And they will as they bring on the kicking team. Nice job by Satellite.
Beautiful tackle. Form, got low. Let me see. Landon Mantello, great job.
Mantello, man, what a tradition the Mantellos are.
Absolutely.
My man Bones did a great feature on the Mantellos, from coach to players. And, man, you want to etch names into the history of satellite sports. The Mantellos belong on that etching.
A lot of great history here in Satellite. The program does a great job of hello, sir. Hello.
Well, man.
We're getting yelled at already.
Well, man, Adam Franco just popped in the booth. Yeah, we'll see him tomorrow night. There's the snap, and another good punt, man.
Fair catch called for.
Oh, that's going to be 15, and I'm going to be honest. I didn't see the. I guess he fair called it.
Yeah, I saw it. Definitely very clear.
Well, me and Chad both would be penalized 15 because I didn't see it. I would have decked him. So
that's a big 15 yards right there, too.
It is, and it's a chance for Burke to open up the playbook a little bit right here with the field position.
Yeah, you're middle of the field now. You're not so pushed back towards your own end zone. The availability to do a little different.
What did he just point to?
No, yeah,
it's week one for them, too. Week one
everywhere.
For the officials, too. I want to say hello to all of you out there watching. I don't know how many people we got watching, but tomorrow night, join us as well. We'll be down at Heritage for Rockledge at Heritage. And I got Adam Franco and Ryan Schneider's first game at MCC against Holy Trinity. Like a bald eagle.
Right? That was a big old bird.
It sure was. 1st and 10. Charlie Daniels going on there. Both going from MC Hammer to Charlie Daniels, man. What a Chris, man. Chris, the voice of the Scorpions. I don't know if that are you working that iPod on that? I love the music selection, man.
Wide selection. Man.
Yes, indeed. My man Chris on the microphone and on the iTunes. Here we go. 1st and 10. Ball spot on the midfield stripe. And turns and gives to the up back, and the hole is there. And, man, he nearly broke that. He being the guy we talked about defensively, Luke
Hurdy.
Luke Hurdy. And here's what I like right here. Here's the Sean Ashley effect. Right back to the line. Sean Ashley, the first quarterback in the history of Florida Tech football. And if it worked once, run it again, and Hurdy makes him pay, and that's going to be 5 more yards. Ashley was the first quarterback in the history of Florida Tech football. Man, I got to be honest, Nick. I really miss Florida Tech football, man.
You're not the only one. There's a lot of people that are saying the same thing. A lot of people are asking, is it possible to come back? Can we make it happen? You know, and I don't know if Florida Tech wants that or not, but man, there is a lot of talk about it.
I'd like to see some JUCO at Eastern Florida. Why not?
Why not?
So, 3:09, 2nd and 2. So the playbook wide open here.
Right back into that tight set.
Yep, that's a first down and
Speed
more.
Back here.
Yep. I love how they run. Raider Kerr there with the big carry. I'll tell you what, there's only been one, knock on wood, there's only been one penalty. 2 well-coached football teams coming out of camp.
Yeah, and it's exactly what we would expect.
Yep.
Between the time that both of these coaches have coached in their existence, this is exactly what we would expect.
They are officially in the Cape Coast Volleyball Red Zone. I want to welcome Cape Coast Volleyball to the broadcast this year. Of course, Miss Connie Denenberg. You see Cape Coast Volleyball Red Zone alert down in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. 1st down and 10. Play action. There it is. He's got time. And now Grennan's going to keep it and scramble. Oh! Boom!
He is not shy.
No, he is not. Grennan and Chase Santiago met like 2 trains coming from opposite ends of the track.
Man, sent a shockwave through the stadium.
That's got to fire you up if you're both teams, really. But when your quarterback bounces off and gets up like that,
that'll light a team up too. You know, that offense, seeing their quarterback do that. Now, as a coach, you're like, oh, Brody, don't do it. Don't do it. But
right.
as a teammate, they're hyped right now, I can promise you.
And Grennan now, 2nd and 4 up the gut. And that offensive line.
Still going.
Yeah. That's a 1st down. So, again, inside the Cape Coast Volleyball Red Zone. And the clock down to 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Cape Coast Volleyball develops more than great volleyball players. It develops confident athletes and strong young people. Check them out online at capecoastvolleyball.com.
Can you guess if they're going to run or pass the ball here, Alan?
Yeah. That play action, you saw the amount of time it gave
yeah,
Grennan.
A ton of time.
His receivers just couldn't get any separation. Quick pitch here and outside and down inside the 5. That'll bring up 2nd down and goal for Satellite.
And this is exactly what Coach Burke wants. He wants to run the clock. He wants to control the clock. Tick, tick, tick. Run, 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 and then destroy him in the play action.
Yep. Right now would be a perfect time just to make a tackle eligible. You know, a little play action here. Big number 69 in there on the left side for Satellite. That's Wilson Janes. Here we go. I formation to give is to Hurdy, but he's going nowhere. And that's going to bring up 3rd down, and I don't think Burke's going to run another play here in the first quarter. So it'll be 3rd down and goal as we got about 13 seconds to go. I don't see, play clocks. One of these days, Nick, I don't think I'll be on this planet to see them in Brevard County, but one of these days we'll see it. Satellite leads it 7-0 on a beautiful 23-yard pass from Zion Sandy to Deuce Fluellen, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter with your score. Space Coast 7, Satellite nothing. Ooh, careful, bro.
At Coastal Strength and Barbell, we don't do random workouts. We follow a proven system built for results. Everything we do has a purpose, whether you're an athlete, chasing performance, or you just want to get stronger, healthier, and more confident. We focus on what actually matters. Proper movement, full range of motion, and strength that carries over to real life. With our Coastal Conjugate system, we train with intention by identifying weak points and fixing them so you keep progressing. From beginners to competitive athletes, we meet you where you are and push you forward. If you're willing to work, results will speak for themselves. Coastal Strength and Barbell. Results that show and coaching that matters.
All right, welcome back here. Second quarter action getting ready to step up. And I'm sure, I don't know, so I'm just going to say this. This is one of the best first quarters of the first game of the year I've ever seen. To think about how clean this game has been. One flag, and that flag wouldn't have been thrown, Nick, if, he had seen his arm go up. So for all intent and purpose, we have one flag, no turnovers. Both teams seem to be executing. Nice game so far.
Great game so far. Smooth. First quarter went by like a blink of an eye. Definitely one of the best first quarters of the first game of the season with no preseason game. Again, may I mention.
We will pay for this dearly at some point tomorrow night. As we get set to go here.
I'd like to see a little play action, some misdirection here is what I would like to see.
Yeah, I think you got to mix it up a little. 3rd down, and, Hurdy is going to bring up 4th down after the carry. Satellite, what do you do here? I think you got to take the points, right?
I would think so, but
I saw Burke point forward, and maybe that meant get on the field special teams. They lost a great kicker last year to transfer, but if there's one thing that comes in bunches over here across the causeway, it's kickers.
We have seen a few.
Yes, we have. And so getting ready to get set and kick this one is going to be Liam Nolte. Oh, no, check that. I'm sorry. What is he, 34, right?
Ryder Hodges.
Ryder Hodges. Sorry. Ryder Hodges. The holder is Noah Corvo. Hodges, and Burke has not missed on the kicking front as Hodges punches it through. And with 11 minutes to play in quarter number 1, Satellite gets on the board and it's 7-3 score. That's you want 6.
Of course.
Now you got to go get a shutdown inning here if you're Space Coast. And what I mean by a shutdown inning here is you got to go get a stop, right? I mean, if you're Satellite, you got to go get a stop here on defense. So,
yeah, I think the idea here is just not to let Space Coast score. And we're talking 3 or 7 here. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a 3 and outs. But I think keeping in the confidence of that last drive that they stopped, not having more than 1 or 2 first downs on this drive is really important for Satellite.
we still have our high school football previews. We've done all the SSAA teams, obviously, for the reason that their week 1 is tonight. You're going to see Palm Bay and Vieira drop over the weekend. Yeah, and, of course, a few others next week, as week 1 is next Friday for the FHSAA. But those previews will be easier to write once we get a good look at some Kickoff Classics tomorrow.
A little bit more information.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. Hodges, who just put his team on the scoreboard, will kick it off, or he's not kicking that ball down. No, it's going straight down the gut, right to the same player it did before, and he's going to fall. Yeah, he's going to fall right back on it, and that'll bring out the Space Coast offense. Coming up tomorrow night on Brevard Sports Network, Rockledge at Heritage, and MCC at Holy Trinity. We were talking to Noah Flores' dad. We saw Noah here and Adam at the football game. They're all Satellite fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adam as well. What's Adam? He's here because he's Satellite.
He lives in the community.
He lives in the community. That's who he is. And so, but I just can't believe that Noah's going to be a senior.
What a great young man. Harvard commits. I mean, and I think it's everything we all expected, right?
Yeah,
Since he was 10 years old, we've watched him grow and compete in this county, including, I think, their 12U team going to the Super Bowl.
Greatest game, one of the greatest youth football games I've ever broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they lost.
Yeah.
He almost single-handedly brought them back against that team from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we watched them compete for many, many years in this county.
1st and 10 for Zion Sandy. And we got a real treat for you Saturday, too, on BSN. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Turns, gives. And this is Charlie Man Williams, who's, you know what, Nick, for a 9th grader, to plant, stop, jump, go right,
and
cut.
Still get the edge.
Yeah, and that's impressive.
I know it's only a 3-yard gain, but I'll tell you what, that should have been a no-yard gain. The way he stopped right in the middle of the pocket, usually, 99% of the time you're tackled.
9th graders don't have vision.
No, let alone a 9th grader, correct.
Mm-hmm. Coming up Saturday, our first youth football day of the year. We are partnered with the Cocoa Tiger youth football team this year. So guess what? You'll see them play Space Coast on Saturday all day. And then next week we have Satellite. 2nd and 8. Williams throws. Oh! Right into the hands. Get the number.
Number 25.
Yeah, number 25.
Max Lopez.
I'll tell you what, the first turnover, Sandy just did not see him.
Well, I'll tell you, who would think the defensive end would stop like that? I mean, he did a great job of reading that play. He came around the edge, shoulder was down. He looked like he was coming for the quarterback. Eyes were up, saw what was happening, immediately stopped, ball right in his hands.
Got up, and the important thing about that is that he knew what he was doing, but the biggest part of that entire play is securing the ball.
Absolutely. Bringing it in. We said it was a big defensive series for Satellite, and they stood up.
Yes, they did, and here they go. A few yards outside the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone. Not quite there yet. 1st and 10 from the 22. I formation, play action on 1st down. I love this. He's got options. And that is caught. That ball bobbled around and was caught down at the goal line. That
ball was caught, and then it was intercepted, and then it was caught again.
Yeah. And we do have a flag, though. I think this is coming back on a backside hold. Nope.
We got a legal man downfield.
Yep. Somebody got downfield a little too early there. So that's a 5-yard penalty. What a play. Who caught that? Was that Corvo?
No, I don't think it was. I think it was Brandon Sachs.
Brandon Sachs. Nice job. But that'll back him up. Illegal man downfield. I think it's a 5-yard penalty, isn't it?
Yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah, so it'll be 1st and 15 now. But I'm going to tell you something. I like the thinking of Ashley and Burke on this. That's a great.
Perfect time for play action. And again, tons of time.
Grennan just a little too far on that one, but he had options there. 10-29, 1st and 15. I formation. One wide receiver split left and right. Grennan turns, hands off up the middle. They'll pick up just one. Coming in to make the stop for the Space Coast Vipers will be number 47. I don't see him.
Still week one. Still week one.
Yeah, still week one. It's week one for everybody.
Yes, it is.
I'll use that all through the night tomorrow night. Then I'll say it's just week 2.
We're almost there.
You're almost
got our feet
Give
underneath
me till about
us.
week 6.
Yeah.
2nd and 14 for Grennan. Another I formation set. Grennan play action, looks, fires. He's got a man.
Oh.
He had him. He overthrew him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I saw
That's
it
a
coming.
good call.
Yeah, it is. Impeded his progress.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a hold or anything, but definitely impeded his progress.
Chad Johnson saw Noah Corvo getting away from him, and he just kind of bumped him a little bit. You don't see Johnson protest. He knows. Look, if it works and he gets away with it, it's a great play. But the referee was right there to make a very good call.
Yeah, and I think, you don't make that bump, and it might have been a 6-point play right there.
Yeah,
so
no, I agree.
I think you would take the penalty over the 6 points anytime.
I couldn't agree more.
Things done here.
So that's a 15-yard. Well, I was going to say we are now inside the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone. So it's now 1st and 10 from the 12. So they can still get a first down and a goal to go situation. 9:37 to play in the half, and we're going to have our first time stoppage of the game, and it's going to be because of the chains. What are we doing here?
I think we're checking to see if it's a first down or not.
So it's not going to be
I don't think it's an automatic first down on that penalty.
So it was about
short.
15 and a half yards to go. They called pass interference
Correct.
on that. So that's a 15-yard penalty. In high school football and even college football, that's not an automatic first down. It's 15 yards regardless. So now it's 2nd and about a foot. So here we go. I formation, turns, and I tell you what, that's just I thought he was stopped inside. He picks up the first down, but a good run. Did he get it?
No, I think he's just short. But, man, he went from being a yard and a half behind the line of scrimmage to back to the line of scrimmage.
Solomon Snaith got in there, and I thought just stopped him for a loss. 3rd down and 1. Satellite's got to get a first down, and that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
Quickest way between 2 lines is straight, or 2 points is straight line. you get the point.
Now we're back to where we thought we were going to be. First down here.
Yep, no doubt.
I think we jinxed them, by the way, Alan. We talked about only one penalty in the first quarter, and they came out in the second with a couple of penalties, bam, bam.
Yeah, but even that penalty was a smart penalty.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you go back and watch how he did it, he just threw that shoulder enough. He just got caught.
You might not get caught 5 out of 10 times
That's
on that.
exactly right. And there are some crews in this county you'll never get caught. 1st and 10 at the 9. 8:30 to go. That's a great counter play, and it nearly works for a touchdown. Nick, I love the counter when it works.
Yeah, and when I talked about I wanted some misdirection in the last series, that's kind of what I was looking for. Something that was a little bit different. The counter is definitely the misdirection that I was asking.
Corvo gets them down to a 2nd and goal from about the 2.
Corvo brings them all the way down to about the 2-yard line, and we got a timeout. Scorps.
Timeout for the Satellite Scorpions. We'll step aside, be right back here on Brevard Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Christy Lindback with Compass, your East Coast real estate expert. When it comes to selling your home, experience and strategy matter. My team and I make sure every detail is handled, so you get top dollar and a stress-free experience. We bring in professional stagers, high-end photographers, and cinematic videographers to showcase your home at its best. Because every showing starts online and we make sure your home stands out. With consistent communication, strong negotiation skills, and local market expertise, I guide you every step of the way. Because here in Brevard, when it comes to real estate, Chrissy knows. Ready to buy or sell in Brevard? Visit Chrissy Knows and let's get started.
All right, welcome back here. Second and goal. I want to thank Chrissy Lindback. 3 backs in the backfield, and nice job by Space Coast. The first point of contact on that looks like number
5.
Number 5.
EJ Klauser.
Yeah, Klauser expected to have a big year from that linebacking position for Owens and company. The defensive coordinator this year is Ronell Sandy. He takes care of the linebackers, and he's the DC. Timeout again. We're not leaving this time. So Satellite wants a timeout here as they lose a few yards on this. And Nick, I mean, these people, they get tired of hearing my mouth. That's obvious after 7 years. But
I don't think that's the case, but go ahead.
But you this year, you're heavily involved in football in this community. You know a lot of these kids personally. For a couple of years now, you've done the 7-on-7. And so when you look at this county in football, what are you looking forward to this year?
You know, I'm looking forward to seeing how these coaching changes are going to affect these programs. You know, Cocoa, MCC, you know, and obviously there's a few more in there. You know, I want to see if Rockledge can kind of bounce back from their first year with Holmes last year. You know, there's a lot of bigger programs that I want to see succeed in this county, and I think it's kind of a we need to see it this year type of year.
Our week 1 schedule will include a team I cannot wait to see with Remy Veen at quarterback, and that's Titusville. We got the Oviedo-Titusville game next week, and I am pumped up to go do that one. They will play Cardinal Gibbons tomorrow night, and kudos to Matt Diesel for scheduling Matt DeBuck's team to come up here and play them tomorrow night. 3rd down and goal, 7-3. I would think this is going to be their only shot to get in the end zone. This is a Jets. He knocked it. Ball came out. I thought he knocked his head off, but the ball came out. And there's another penalty flag down. So, yeah, you're right, Nick. I have jinxed it. Let's see what the flag is here.
You have a flag on the plate.
That flag did come quite early in the play.
Yeah. Chop block against Satellite.
It looks like a chop block going against the score.
So that's a 15-yard penalty, and
15-yard penalty.
I obviously think here you got to try to get some of these yards back and at least get closer to field goal territory now.
Yeah, I think you're looking at maybe 7-8 yards here. You would really like to get back out of these 15 that are getting taken from them. You know, that puts it in at least, you know, confident range of kicking here.
Yep, no doubt. 7:20 to play in the first half. It's been a good football game. Slowed down a little bit right here. 7-3. Space Coast on a beautiful 23-yard touchdown pass from Zion Sandy to Deuce Fluellen. You all right? Okay. So that's going to back them all the way up to the 20-yard line. It still keeps them in the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone. And so, well, I think you get half of this back and then try to go for 3 here.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think, again, I think even if you get 7 or 8 here, I think you still kick it.
Yeah, so Ronell Sandy wants to talk to his defense. And there you see him out there front and center. Derek Spivey, the coach of the defensive line, wide receivers. Well, let's just give you the coaching staff for Space Coast real quick while we got it here pulled up. Ronell Sandy, defensive coordinator and linebackers. Liam Hensman takes care of the offensive line. Derek Spivey, the defensive line. Or Darius Spivey, I should say, takes care of the wide receivers. Brandon Wiggins, the defensive backs. Paul Berger is the varsity offensive assistant. Kirk Macklin is the varsity defensive assistant. Jesse Capel, who was just named the basketball coach up at Space Coast, is the running backs coach. Good for Jesse. Athletic trainer is Frank Graziano. Athletic director, another new athletic director in the county. Congratulations to Taylor Selfridge. And, of course, Dr. Jeanette Connor, the principal at Space Coast. Speaking of Cape Coast Volleyball Red Zone, our volleyball season next week gets off in earnest. We'll be at Astronaut High School on Tuesday night for a big battle, district battle to start between Merritt Island and Astronaut. We'll have matches for you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 7:20. Grennan drops, throws. He's open. Touchdown! What a play! What a play and a catch! Corriveau gets the foot in on an absolute beaut from Grennan, Nick.
What a beautiful dime. I mean, what a throw, what a catch. Everything that we said we were expecting out of Corriveau earlier in this game is what we just got. We saw defensive plays earlier. Now we see the offensive style. I love the fact that they just let Grennan drop back and throw that ball. No play action. Just give him that three-step drop. Let him put that ball where it needs to be, and boy, did he ever.
Boy, I tell you, Dan Burke must really love Sean Ashley. Because I ain't never seen the ball go in the air like that on third down on a Dan Burke offense. Have you?
No, not at all. And I'll tell you, well, let's see the kicks here.
Nice kick, and it's good. You know, Satellite takes a 10-7 lead. Go ahead, Nick.
I was just going to say, in talking to some of the Satellite coaches over this week, you know, they let me know that there's a good chance they might open it up just a little bit for Grennan because they have a lot of confidence in him.
Well, listen, he just threw an absolute dart to Noah Corriveau. That was the only place he, just like Sandy's ball.
Absolutely.
To Fluellen. That was the only place Grennan could have put that ball, and he dotted an I and crossed the T on it.
I'll tell you, I think we're going to see a lot of both of those combos this year, both for Space Coast and for Satellites. That is impressive on both sides.
I want to say hello to everybody. Wow, that was beautiful.
Best I can come up with, Jake's 0-3 against Dan Burke.
But when?
15, 16, 16, 17, and 17, 18.
See, Jake, where was Jake in 18? Because he wasn't at Space Coast. If you're looking at Max Preps, they ran his career a year too long there. Diesel was there for 2 years, I think.
Yeah, Diesel was there 18, 19, and 19, 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and 3, okay.
So,
I'm going to blame it on you if I'm wrong.
Oh, they kick it deep.
Yeah.
Little change of pace there.
Yep. This is Caden Thomas, and he does what Caden Thomas does, and that's pick up yards with the football. It'll be 1st and 10. Listen, Satellite did exactly what they needed to do there. I don't care how they ultimately got 6, but they got 6.
Well, and I think it gave them a lot of confidence. You know, that's the first time we've seen them kick it deep, and, you know, one style of play works off the other. You know, throwing that touchdown and getting the confidence there gave Coach Burke the confidence to put that thing deep and hopefully pin him back a little bit further than they normally do.
I just, you know, I mean, Sean Ashley down there calling the plays for that offense. Sean knows a thing or two about quarterbacks.
Just a thing or two.
Just a thing or two. First, he worked with Steve Englehart and that bunch over there. You know, Coach Englehart, of course, great offensive mind. Up at Presbyterian, I believe.
Is he still at Presbyterian?
I believe he is,
Excellent.
Yeah. 1st and 10. Sandy pumps. Sandy, all kinds of time throws. He was held, and they're not going to see it because there was no – I don't know how this official
I don't know
missed
how
that.
he missed that.
He grabbed his arm, clearly grabbed his arm, but he gets away with it as Fluellen looks back to see, maybe I didn't see the flag, but no, there will be no
what
flag.
catches me there, though, Alan, is all the time Sandy just had.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he was cooking his breakfast. He had lunch.
He did.
I mean, he had all the time in the world right there, and that's I can guarantee you that's eating up Dan Burke right now.
Oh, yeah, because that's his thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Up the trenches, man. 2nd and 10 for Sandy. Man Williams trips right, Nick. Keep your eye on that formation. Nope, it's going to go to Man Williams, and those receivers that were set up on the right are going to block. He's got one guy to beat, but he is tracked down from behind by number, who's that, 2?
Yes.
And, yep, we don't have him.
Week 1.
Week 1. So, no 2 or no 47. We don't know who made the tackle, but it was a good one. Cade Whitworth, you said?
Woodworth.
Cade Woodworth.
21 on here.
21 on here. Woodworth with the tackle. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 7. And, Nick, right now, if you're Jake Owens and Zion Sandy, you're stalling a little bit here.
Yeah, you can tell they're feeling some pressure right now.
And we're going to get a timeout. Now, Space Coast has taken 2.
Satellite also has taken 2.
And that is going to be the 3rd and final timeout for the Vipers here in the first half. And that's going to give me an opportunity to tell you about some of the great sponsors that take care of Brevard Sports Network, like Natwick Insurance. Tonight's broadcast is proudly supported by Natwick Insurance, a trusted choice independent insurance agency serving Satellite Beach and the surrounding Florida communities. Natwick Insurance provides insurance solution with personal service, treating every customer like family. If you're not thrilled with your current insurance agency, call Natwick Insurance today at 321-735-0381. Give them a visit at 1301 South Patrick Drive, Suite 73, or online at natwickinsurance.com. And, of course, Eric Natwick and his great group have been a staple sponsor, not just for Brevard Sports Network, but everywhere you look, Beachside is a Natwick Insurance banner. So he's sponsoring something.
Yeah, he's an integral part of this community and the Beachside community, not just Satellite.
Throws. Oh, he nearly had that on the ground.
Incomplete. Almost a one-handed grab.
Man, that was almost a spectacular catch. One-handed on his way down.
I was told Coach E is now at West Georgia. Good for him. Good for him.
What a great man.
Yeah.
That brings up 4th down and 7.
So 4th and 7 here, and who called that timeout?
No, that was a water break right there, Alan, but
yeah, I need one.
I was just thinking the same thing. It is a little bit muggy.
Yeah,
just a little bit muggy.
You know, as I sit in my recliner all summer and I'm watching the Orioles get beat and watching maybe playing some Madden or some MLB 26, right? I dread the first 3 weeks of the season because I know I am absolutely doing not a thing to keep myself in any type of shape to be ready for this weather. I'm living in air conditioning, and you know what? I'm like, well, I'll just deal with it when the time comes. 4th down, and they're going to punt.
I would expect nothing less. I think that's obviously the smart idea. Let's push this ball back as far as possible. I might even aim for a sideline, no return.
5:52 to play in the opening half. Good snap, and that's another good punt. We've had great punts tonight. He partly put his arm up, but lets it go over his head.
So it'll be Scopes ball, 5:42.
What's the flag for?
I don't know.
This may be a penalty because he partially put his arm up. That may be fair catch interference on the offense.
But, I mean, you're allowed to fair catch and then not catch the ball, so I don't understand.
Well, I think he was – the referee's going to perceive this more as a fake-out type of a thing because he didn't put his arm up. Now, had he done that, that's a fair catch. But he literally took his arm up, and that's what the official's doing. He's literally picking his arm up halfway and putting it down. This is going to be fair catch interference against the offense. Yeah, that's exactly what this is going to be.
You don't see that too often.
No, in fact, I don't think I've ever seen it. You don't even know how to call it.
I was having a discussion with my buddy today. We were talking about the 1-point safety and how many times it's been called. And
what is a 1-point safety?
So 1-point safety comes on the extra point, and there's a lot of things that have to happen to make it happen. But it's not a high school rule; it is a college rule. But this reminds me of that. You know, something that you just don't see it very often.
Yeah, we're little. You got to make sure this is straight across.
Here comes your score.
There you go.
First and 10.
There you go. Well, there, watch.
5:39 remaining.
Right there, you're straight. 5:39 to go. I formation and whistles. Allen, you should have shut your mouth.
You absolutely jinxed us.
I know I did. First and 10, ball at the, looks like about the 24, I would say. Turns, gives. Oh, nice broken tackle there. Ooh. And a nice cut down in the secondary, but not before 6-7 yards are gained. That's a good stop because he's still running, and that's Caden Thomas. Who was the back on that? Raider Kerr with the ball. Kerr broke the initial contact in the backfield and was able to pick up 7, second down and 3 with 5:13 to play here live from Satellite High School. And I'm telling you, nothing makes the hair stand up on my arm more than looking around and seeing this great crowd here tonight.
And it always is.
Oh, ball's out, and we're going to go to the bottom of the pile here, but I believe Satellite somehow comes back with that. That was a fight with Chase Santiago and Noah. Who's that? Noah Corvo.
I think it was Anthony Romero.
Anthony Romero wins the fight.
Anthony Romero gets that one.
That should be a first down, though.
And it's enough for Scorpions.
First down. So Satellite picks up a first down.
This has been a great matchup so far. Very even, offensively and defensively.
I think this is exactly what I expected. I didn't expect a high-scoring affair because it is week 1.
Sure.
You know, I didn't think, but I thought when these teams would get their opportunities, they would be able to take advantage. They're just two well-coached teams. Quick pitch here, and it looked like he had a head of steam, and then all of a sudden comes flying up to make a hit. Number 0 there. That's Mr. Marion Kidd. First time we've called D's name tonight. 2nd and 5, but a good gain there. I think the thing in these first weeks, Nick, is that I want to know who's got what left in quarter 4. This humidity, camp, these kids, the coaches, even the coaches, right? I mean, it's a mentality state. These coaches have been out there in the hot sun running these kids. These kids have been putting in the work. Who's got what left in the fourth quarter usually makes the difference in the early weeks.
Agreed.
2nd and 5. And that's a no gain. We'll make sure we name our Hall of Chains player of the game tonight. New this year. There you see it on your screen. Every Hall of Chains player of the game is going to get a Hall of Chains BSN chain. Nick had it on earlier. Who will win the Hall of Chains tonight? Nick and I and Caleb will let you know before we get off the broadcast. 10-7. If you have a vote, let us know too. We'll consider your votes as well. In fact, I think that needs to be one of the stipulations. We'll take a vote from the audience, and then we'll have an input. Grennan throws. He's got a man.
Oh!
Just overthrew him by a few fingertips.
And Grennan hammered on that play as well.
Ball's intended for Caden Jackson.
Ball intended for Caden Jackson on the play.
Trying to make it happen. That'll bring up 4th and 4. 2:26 remaining.
Great stop by Space Coast here.
Yeah. Now, if I were Sean Ashley, I think I'd have to pull Brody aside and say, look, on a play like that, I love the home run shot. I do. But I think we got to worry about moving the sticks here, looking for something a little underneath.
Agreed.
And I tell you what,
another beautiful punt.
Both of these teams have some punters. And that ball is going to be down at the 18-yard line. What a punt.
That's all you want to ask of your punter there. Inside the 20, no return. That's exactly what you want.
That's a 48-yard punt by him. So with 2:12 to go, Space Coast will come back out. Now, here is where Jake is going to really want this offense to play ultra fast.
You know, this plays right into their style, though. Spread it out, move fast, big chunks by the passing yards. This is exactly what he likes to do. And with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left, he's going to have to do it this way.
Coming up at halftime, it does look like the satellite band is going to take the field. So that will be brought to you by Gamers Are Us, our halftime show presented by Gamers Are Us. You get an opportunity to hear that as well. So Satellite will take over 1st and 10, ball at the 18-yard line. Sandy with man-man puts him in motion. Sandy empty bats motion.
Got a false start on the receiver out there on this one.
So not a good start to this drive coming out of a timeout, and that'll be a little, that'll make Owens a little upset. So now it'll be 1st and 15 for Space Coast.
Sticking in that spread formation, 2-by-2. Oh, it looks like they're swinging over
I
now,
would
3-by-1.
be shocked if they came right back out with the same play. Now, well, they're not, because Man-Man's going to go sidecar left this time. And Man Williams, 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Sandy in trouble, throws. He's got a man, and that is going to be pass interference, absolutely. And the intended receiver was Avante Davis. And, well, I'm going to tell you, you hear the groans coming from the crowd, but he jumped on his back.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was just a little early there. The thought process was right. He was going for the ball. He wasn't trying to impede the receiver, but he was just early.
Yep.
Had he waited another step or two and taken that same exact approach, there would probably been no penalty.
Might even been an interception.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a bit early.
So we're going to find out if we measure a true 15 yards here, because this should be a first down. Mm-hmm. I actually broadcast a high school football game one time where this exact scenario happened, right? So it's 1st and 15. You get a 15-yard penalty for the offense. Somehow it became 2nd and a foot.
Oh, my Lord. You got to have common sense there.
And I think this was the play they were going to run. He got doubles. Man. Kicks out to the right, stops, throws back across, caught by Thomas, and that's a good play.
Oh.
Thomas on his feet and nearly broke it, hanging on to the ankles there for dear life was number 17, Caden Jackson. If Caden Jackson does not hold on to that ankle, there is no doubt Caden Thomas is gone.
First down, stops the clock for a few seconds, allows them to get sets. Exactly what Coach Owens needs here.
1st and 10, ball at the 45 here. Here we go. Sandy doing what he does best in situations like this, moving the football. Steps up. I love the fact he pulled that ball down. Now he's going to try to get out of bounds, but not before he picks up yards. Love the thought process of Zion Sandy right there, Nick.
Great decision, and this is what we saw last year, right? Great decision maker. You know, he saw nothing down the field, tucks it, and then proceeds to get out of bounds. Stop that clock. Smart football play.
You all right, buddy? Got to check on Caleb, make sure he's okay, man. You know, these 3-hour hauls, man, are new for him. 1st and 10. Sandy, ball at the satellite 40-yard line. 1:18 to go. Sandy. Man in motion. Sandy wants it. Looking. Yep, that's the smart play. Man's got one guy to beat for yards. He does. gets out, runs over another. He'll pick up 5, maybe 6, gets out of bounds and stop the clock.
Smart
with
play.
1:06 to go.
Sandy again with a great decision there. Looks downfield, knows he's got the dump-off man sitting there wide open, nobody around him. The very minimum, you're going to get some positive yards there. Receiver does a great job of getting out of bounds. I didn't see who caught that ball, though.
You know, he's a junior. Look how calm and cool he is.
All right, sports fans, make some noise. Let them hear you out there.
I love it. I mean, we did his first ever spring game against Father Lopez a couple of years ago, and you could tell then he was going to be special. 2nd and 5. Sandy looks. Good blocking. He throws. And there's he didn't call holding on that.
I feel like I saw a flag.
I feel like I saw one too. Or
no, I don't think so.
3rd down, that might have been Fluellen Spikes. So at halftime, what we will do is we will kill the advertisements at the top of the screen, and we'll just put kill the scoreboard as well, and so you'll be able to see the halftime show presented by Gamers R Us. Under a minute to go, 58 seconds. I got to think this is 4-down territory regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. At the very minimum, you could run the clock down if you didn't think you were going to get that next down.
I'm sure it's where they wish he had one of these timeouts in his back pocket, but he doesn't. Sandy looking, throws. Oh, that's got to be another flag. Yeah, listen, it was unintentional. But you can't do it.
You're absolutely right. Got their feet tangled up there. Again, he's looking for the ball, but you just can't do it. You got to know where you're at and where that receiver's at.
Yep, 15 yards, and now they've picked up 30 yards of offense on 2 PIs on this drive alone, and with 50 seconds to go, they're going to get the football down about the 25-yard line and have plenty of time to operate.
Yeah, this opens up the playbook too. Yeah, I mean, you could even run the ball, once or twice into this rest of this series if you really wanted to. Obviously, knowing Coach Owens, we're probably still going in the air, but it definitely opens it up.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from actually the 20. It's going to be
1st and 10 on the 20.
So we're going to be inside the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone. So, he's blindsided. Ball's out. Who's got it? Who's got it? Satellite. What a blindside tackle.
That was as any coach would love right there. Beautiful tackle, form, wrapped his arms around him, got him right in the middle of mid-back, popped that ball right out.
Was that Hudson? Was that, who made the blindside hit? Was that Hudson? Number 7, it looked like. Yeah, it was either 7 or Cade Whitworth. We got a replay coming up. 2. It was Cade Whitworth on the blind side hit.
Twice we've called his name tonight now.
Yeah, and that's as big a play as it comes. That's the 2nd Space Coast turnover, both committed by Sandy, a fumble and an interception. And it looks like they're just going to get out of here because they have no timeout. That is Danburg football.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's what you would expect. And that's a smart coaching call right there. You're all the way back here on the 20-yard, 25-yard line. There's no reason to put this ball in harm's way.
Yep.
Let's just get to halftime, make a plan for the second half, and get rolling.
You know what I'm going to do at halftime? I'm going to go right out that door and get some air. All right. So that will take us to the end of the first half. The Gamers halftime show is coming up. Before then, a couple of words from our sponsors.
At Coastal Strength and Barbell, we don't do random workouts. We follow a proven system built for results. Everything we do has a purpose, whether you're an athlete, chasing performance, or you just want to get stronger, healthier, and more confident. We focus on what actually matters: proper movement, full range of motion, and strength that carries over to real life. With our Coastal Conjugate system, we train with intention by identifying weak points and fixing them so you keep progressing. From beginners to competitive athletes, we meet you where you are and push you forward. If you're willing to work, results will speak for themselves. Coastal Strength and Barbell. Results that show and coaching that matters.
Hi, I'm Christy Lindback with Compass, your East Coast real estate expert. When it comes to selling your home, experience and strategy matter. My team and I make sure every detail is handled, so you get top dollar and a stress-free experience. We bring in professional stagers, high-end photographers, and cinematic videographers to showcase your home at its best. Because every showing starts online, and we make sure your home stands out. With consistent communication, strong negotiation skills, and local market expertise, I guide you every step of the way. Because here in Brevard, when it comes to real estate, Chrissy knows. Ready to buy or sell in Brevard? Visit Chrissy Knows, and let's get started.
It tells the story of the famous book, The Alchemist. This year's show includes the music of David Maslenka, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Pink Floyd, Billie Eilish, and Jacob Conley. Tonight, the band will perform the first movement of their halftime show for this season. Head Drum Major Cecile Vargas and Assistant Drum Major J.D. Thomas, you may take the field for your halftime performance. European sound. Thank you for watching this week's Stand Still.
All right, here we go. Second half football getting ready to start. And we were out there talking to Adam Franco, the assistant head coach and offensive assistant for Melbourne Central Catholic here at halftime, and excited for his and Coach Snyder's Hustlers tomorrow night. We good? As they will take on Holy Trinity. I think we're okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I just need to restart my phone.
Okay, all right. So I believe our audio is okay. Just kind of let me know here if we're having any issues, but I think we should be good. 12 minutes on the clock. Okay, yep. Caleb says we're fine. Thoughts on the first half, Nick?
I think it was everything we thought it was going to be.
Yep.
You know, we saw some great offensive plays. We saw some great defensive playing, and I think the even matchup that we talked about going into this is exactly what happened. I mean, a 10-7 ball game. Maybe I could have saw a few more points on the board, but the reality is this is exactly what we thought it was going to be.
And I think we will see some more points here in the second half, maybe more than 17 combined, as defenses start to wear down a little bit. It is hot and humid
It
here
is
tonight.
Muggy down there. And we spent a little time out of the booth, and it wasn't any better out there than it was sitting in here.
Sure wasn't.
The flags are barely even moving. There's not a whisper in the air. It's stale, to say the least, out there.
Yes, indeed. 12 minutes on the clock. Set to kick off is Riley Duncan, and Duncan with the boot all the way back. I'll tell you what, both these teams got good foots. Oh, nice upending tackle. Ball come out? Yes, it did. Space Coast has it. And I'm not sure what the flag is for, or is that just a beanie?
I think that was the bean bag.
Yep. So Space Coast has the football, and I believe number 18 got in there. Nathan Strong is the one that got in there and made all those disruptions happen. So it'll be 1st and 10. That's huge.
That's gigantic. You know, Satellite, no turnovers in the first half, right?
Yeah.
So
two. Zion Sandy fumbled and threw
Satellite, no turnovers.
Oh, Satellite. Yeah. Satellite.
So coming out here in the second half and having that instant turnover, that's a big push for Space Coast.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for Sandy, and this is a different look now because have we seen this look? We got a sidecar right and a deep back. Sandy turns and gives to that deep back, which is Charlie Man Williams. Nice read by the Satellite Scorpions. It's becoming more difficult to see the black numbers on those dark red jerseys. That's my apology. And but it does look like on the stop was Caden Jackson, or 17, I thought. Or did you see somebody different?
Yeah, like you said, it's tough. It's tough from this distance to see that.
So 2nd and 11 now for Sandy and the Vipers.
Same formation.
Yeah. This time the give is to the big guy up front. His first carry of the night, and he is bumbling, stumbling, and carrying players with him. That is number 21 for the Vipers. That's Bishop Bilquist. I'm going to tell you what. That's
28?
Or is it 28?
28, okay.
That's Ryland Travis, then. That's a big young man in there carrying the football. That's like being hit by a truck.
3rd down and short.
So Travis and Williams. See, that is the freshman mistake there. And we're going to get a flag. Who's going to pick this one up?
I think this might be a face mask.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah. If it is, it's going to be the 15-yard variety. No, they're going to wave it off, Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to wave it off.
We got an injury timeout.
So we're going to get an injury timeout here, so we're going to keep it right here. Now, we told you about Natwick Insurance, and, of course, the halftime show brought to you by Gamers R Us. Gamers R Us, owned by Cocoa High alumnus Seth Gibson. Gamers R Us has built a welcoming community destination for gamers and collectors inside its spacious 5,000 square foot Cocoa location. They host weekly, monthly events and major competitive tournaments for Magic, The Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece Dragon, Ball Super, and more. I have no idea what any of that is other than Pokemon. So Gamers R Us also offers D&D, Warhammer, tabletop games, and a very comfortable lounge with PlayStation and Nintendo Switch systems. Whether you're an experienced competitor or collector or just looking for a fun place to connect with fellow gamers, Gamers R Us has something for everyone. 321-735-7057 or shop them online at gamersrus.net. And I also want to tell you about the real estate expert Chrissy Lindback, but it looks like we're going to get the next play in before I can finish Miss Chrissy's read. So we'll come back to it. So here we go, 10:27 to play in the third. It is 10-7. The home team, Scorps, in front. They unfortunately turned the football over, and Space Coast is now facing 4th and a foot.
Sticking in the same formation. Seen a little bit of success here.
I can't believe they didn't call a false start over there. And I tell you what, he's going to get the first down, but I'm going to have to send Jake a text tonight because I just don't get why you line up 8 yards behind the ball, 4th and a foot. I don't understand it, and I never will at any stretch. Now, they're going to get it, but it wasn't a given.
And that's what Jake will say back to you. We got the first down, didn't we?
Yeah, and he's going to be right. Then he'll throw a snide remark in there about Joe Burrow or something. But I just, I don't get.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, if you're gonna run down the gut, let's get under center. Let's get closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yep. 1st and 10, though, it does work as I was going to say they're inside the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone, but they are no longer following that tackle. I'm going to have to listen to Chris, the voice of the Scorpions, but it looked like number 9 got in there, Chris Fudge, to make that stop, the defensive back coming up.
I wonder what the thought process was with changing this formation. I mean, they had some success in the first half with their offense.
Well,
I know they only put 7 points on the board, but, they did move the ball.
Well, I think we're also starting to see the effects of little conditioning going on.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, 2nd down and about 16 here. Sandy kicks out the big man and looking to throw. And that is going to be a fumble. There is no tuck rule. And for the 3rd time tonight, Sandy has turned it over, and for the 3rd time tonight, the Scorpions are there to take advantage.
And, we saw last year Space Coast had a plus 24 in the turnover battle. And, starting this year, it looks like we're down 2 on Space Coast, so they've got to really tighten that up.
Yeah, no doubt about it, as it is 10-7. And now, if you're Space Coast here and on the defensive side of the football, you've really got to turn it up a notch, because with what we've seen thus far here tonight, it's 2-score game is a little dangerous territory to be playing week 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't get it wrong, Owens in his high-flying offense, I'm sure they feel they can make up whatever deficit may be there come the 4th quarter, if there is one. But, in a game like we've seen so far, just like you said, I don't know if I would feel the same.
Yeah, 1st and 10 now for Grennan, who has not turned the football over tonight, and he is in an I formation with 2 wide receivers to the near side to give, and what a move. Look at this run. I'm going to tell you who makes this play. 69 for the Satellite Scorpions. That is Wilson Janes. Janes comes back across and chips the defender, which absolutely allowed for that burst and run, Nick.
And that screams Dan Burke 1,000 times over. That is his style. That is what he's looking for. That one extra chip just to get those 10 yards. He'll take 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, and then 12. He'll do that every time, and that's exactly what that is.
1st and 10 now. The ball just a yard shy of the midfield stripe. 8:24 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Grennan again in the eye, doubles to the near side. Nobody to the top of the screen. And again, the give is up top, but this time it is eaten alive by number 6. No, is that Man? Yep, Charlie Man Williams. So he's coming up from the linebacker position and making a stop for a loss of 1. And it's 2nd and 11 now for Satellite. And listen, I mean, advantage Satellite anyway, because with what we've seen from the punting games from both of these teams tonight, this is a flip the field opportunity if they don't pick up the first down.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, only second down here. We're still looking at 12 yards to go. You know, it'd be interesting to see if we see a little play action here, second down. Actually, we're just going to see a timeout. Looks like they need to talk it over.
Yep. Good to see everybody. Let's see who we got on the stream there. We got Mr. Rodriguez, hello. Jack Weeson, hello. Brian Hepburn, hello. Bartell, hello. Looking forward to Spaces this year, Friday night. So we get back to listening to that on Rides Home. Lou Scholes, Stick Martin watching. Stick, what's going on, buddy? And then on the YouTube feed, we got Miss Arlene Flores watching. Not sure who that is. Paul. So welcome everyone here tonight. Appreciate you guys tuning in. 7:36 to go in the opening quarter, the third quarter, week one.
Week one.
That's the thing.
Keep using it. Keep using it. It's there.
I am. All the way through tomorrow night, week one. 2nd and 11. And, man, it's a really bunch formation. Grennan's throwing, and nice job by Brody to hang on to the ball, but an even better play by Charlie. Man Williams again, Nick. He is everywhere.
I'll tell you, you know, play action is what I thought was going to happen there, and they did it, but they just could not stop him.
I love it. Love what I'm seeing from this young man. And, again, remember, he's just a ninth grader. So now it's 3rd down and 20. And so Man has personally put the Scorpions offense in a negative 10-yard situation here.
I think you try not to do anything crazy here. Don't put the ball in harm's way. Get the yards that you can get. Feel comfortable punting this ball. Punter put it down inside the 20 on the last punt. So I think that's what you try to do here.
You know what I like here? A screen if you're comfortable. Is that what you said?
If you're comfortable with it.
No, I'm saying, did you say a screen?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I was saying don't try to go crazy.
Grennan. And you could do that, too, and that's going to be 15 more yards as Grennan gets absolutely destroyed. And we're going to get a hold, too. So either way, I'm really interested to see how they call this because we had a helmet-to-helmet at the end of the play and a hold by Satellite, too. So let's see what gets called, what gets picked up, if anything. This is offsetting penalties, really, it should be. Blocking the back by Satellite, there that is. Yeah, we're just going to do it again. So we got offsetting penalties.
No, it looks.
Well,
we're walking
it is.
off.
Yeah, it is offsetting, and so he just didn't call the second penalty. So they're going to give them 5. Well, what are they doing?
So
here?
what do we got? 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It looks like so.
It's still 3rd and 20.
Still should be third and 10.
What are we doing? Or 3rd and 10. What are we doing here? Wasn't it 3rd and 20?
It was. But he picked up the first down on the scramble.
Right.
But the block in the back happened right about at the first down. So I think it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
So he did not call the helmet-to-helmet.
So he did not call the helmet-to-helmet.
Okay, so that's a wow moment for me because
we saw both those flags fly out. Figured one was for the helmet-to-helmet and one was for the block in the back.
And that second flag came out after the hit on Grennan. Well, it's week one.
This should have been a drinking game, Alan. We should have.
Right, week one shot. Of course, we're gargling
milk,
cold milk, right?
Of course,
right. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's crazy that there was no penalty thrown on that. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 10 here for Satellite, and at least they got the 10 yards back here. So let's see what they can do. Again, it just puts them right back in the flip the field opportunity if they can't pick this first down up. Oh no! Grennan's just
Oh, no.
he lost the ball. Space Coast has
no.
it, and they will pick it. What unbelievable turn of events, and picking that football up is Solomon Snaith. And this time, those balls are slippery. It's hot. It's humid. And he just snapped that thing up. That wasn't even close.
No, it was about 4 feet higher than Brody Grennan's height. So
yeah,
a little tough there. And Brody's got to be able to get on that ball. That is unfortunate responsibility of a quarterback. But
I am thrilled for – I feel horrible for the center. But, listen – a young guy like Zion Sandy gets down. His defense gets the ball back. So we'll see what he does with this opportunity here, Nick.
Right about the same field position
that
Satellite took it over.
So it's like nothing happened. Right.
6 minutes of nothing in this.
Just erase. Quarterbacks got to have short memories. Man Williams cutting and showing vision now. It looks unimpressive in terms of the yards. But again, and I'm going to reiterate, and I'm going to keep saying it, a ninth grader with those types of moves.
That was a 5-yard differential there. He was stopped in the backfield, 2 yards into the backfield, and still managed to gain, 2-3 yards here. That's a 5-yard differential. That's gigantic when you're talking about first down.
Throughout his youth football career and throughout his early so far, all I've ever heard coaches and people tell me about him is, man, is he impressive. Man, is he impressive.
And we've seen it tonight.
Want to say hello to Tanya Munn watching. Says, I'm all about these Vipers until they play my Coco. There you go. That's the only Coco game we got this year on Brevard Sports Network is Coco at Space Coast. So,
well, there is a lot of talk going on about it. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
We're going to see how it goes.
I mean, not that anybody in Brevard County talks.
No, that never happens.
Never any talking going on around here.
No shot of that. Speaking of Space Coast, Caleb and I are thrilled about what's coming up Saturday. Week 1, the ACYAA. We're going to be planted at Stradley Park all morning, all day, as Space Coast and Coco will play. And then, how about this? For the first ever ACYAA Monday night football game, we'll be there Monday night. West Melbourne and Melbourne will have the first broadcast of it. Very excited for that coming up.
I'll tell you, 2 prominent youth football programs, Space
yeah.
Coast and Coco, have had some really good teams over the last few years.
3rd down and 7. Second and 7, I'm sorry. Throws, caught!
Oh, beautiful.
And still on his feet and looking for the ground there. That was a nice pitch and catch. That's Caleb Klingenberg on the catch there. And that should be enough as they are inside of the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone. And that should be 1st and goal or close to it.
That's a lot of confidence in your receiver as a quarterback right there. He put it in between 3 DBs, and that receiver pulled it down like it was nothing.
No, sorry. I guess I'm way off on my field position. Good depth perception, Alan. Sandy turns, gives man with the ball, and cuts back, and he's going to pick up a gain of about maybe 1, maybe 2.
Falls forward, allows that gain at least in first down, gaining 1 or 2 yards. It's just a big difference than losing a yard on first down and going 2nd and 11.
So here we go, 2nd down and 9. There is 4:50 to play in the 3rd. I am thrilled to be back on the mic for broadcasting high school sports. We start with volleyball next week. Got a great week 1 or first match on Tuesday. So
something about fall sports, Alan.
I know.
It's just something is just different in the air. It's a different world.
Man. Oh, what a play.
Huge.
All right, we got to get the number of that.
That's number 2 again.
Yeah, that's
Cade Whitworth.
Yeah, there you go. Cade Whitworth again on the stop, and Whitworth. And there's nothing man could do there. Whitworth just broke through and ate it up. And he beats a guy that's nearly twice his size up front, Nick, which is even more impressive.
I'm very impressed by Cade. This is, our 4th or 5th time calling his name tonight. As a smaller guy on the field, we'll say he's really playing above his size.
Yep, 3rd down and 15 now. I think if your guy don't have the foot, it's 4 down territory. So 3rd and 15 here for the Vipers. Do they go back to the play to Fluellen. Sandy trips. He's got to get rid of it, and he goes down. That's a sack. And that's going to be 4th down, and we'll have to get the number there. See who that was on the replay that we can see.
Now, I watched Space Coast kicker from about 35, 40 yards out in pregame. This is a little bit further than that, I think.
They're going to give him a shot.
Yeah.
2? 12. Number 12. That was Levi Mummy, the DB, on the stop. And this is the snap is bad. There's no shot at this. But you know what? They better cover it up. Satellite picks it up. That was just ugly from start to finish.
It's high snap. Holder right there has just got to do what he needs to do. He needs to grab that ball and run. You can't try to put that ball down at that point.
But the takeaway from here is that with 2:51 to play in the third, Satellite's going to get the ball back now, and they didn't lose any leverage
at all. And we're seeing a much different second half than we saw first half. And I think you're right, Alan. I think you're seeing, some conditioning affecting some play here, and on both sides. We're seeing on both sides.
So here we go with 1st and 10. The ball will be at the 25, and I mean dead on the 25. Brody Grennan looks like the running back is going to be Tristan Sajak. The deep back is going to be Raider Kerr. So he's got both Sajak and Kerr in there. Kerr's the up back. He's in trouble, and that was ugly.
That was ugly.
Grennan goes down, and he is sacked by Man Williams, and number 54 will get a half sack on that, Chase Santiago. So that's a loss. And here here it is. Here's the play that week 1 play, that bogged down play. 2nd and 16.
I think, you got to come out first down there. You got to try to gain a few yards, maybe downhill play. I'm not sure I really love the play action there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you got to. I think you got to keep leaning on that front. Satellite's got a bigger line.
Agreed.
Than the Space Coast. So they need to lean down a little more. I think run downhill a little bit. And this looks like a potential swing pass, and it is just a pass trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but it will not happen. Little ankle tackle there will prevent that, but it'll be 3rd down and 11 now for the Scorpions.
Looks like we have somebody down, receiver.
All right, so we're going to have an injury timeout. We'll step aside, be right back here on Brevard Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Christy Lindback with Compass, your East Coast real estate expert. When it comes to selling your home, experience and strategy matter. My team and I make sure every detail is handled, so you get top dollar and a stress-free experience. We bring in professional stagers, high-end photographers, and cinematic videographers to showcase your home at its best. Because every showing starts online, and we make sure your home stands out. With consistent communication, strong negotiation skills, and local market expertise, I guide you every step of the way. Because here in Brevard, when it comes to real estate, Chrissy knows. Ready to buy or sell in Brevard? Visit Chrissy Knows, and let's get started.
All right, here we go. I just realized you cannot see the quarter. My apologies. We'll fix that week 1. All right, here we go. 139. So we'll get it fixed here between the 3rd and the 4th quarter. We don't have much to go to get past the first 12 minutes of the second half. This is a big 3rd down here.
Yeah, Noah Corvo is slow to get off the field there too. So that's a big missing piece for this 3rd down.
And here's something you don't see every day. As Grennan steps back, looks, fires, throws. Nice coverage.
Beautiful.
That's textbook coverage right there by number 23, Devon Green.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Perfect timing. Didn't snag the left hand. Didn't hook him at all. That was beautiful. Great coverage.
So 1:25 to go. The incomplete pass will stop the clock as the punting unit comes on, and that means that that will be Ryder Hodges, who has had a phenomenal night punting the football. But they do lose that flip the field thing there unless he really gets one off. And I can't see a 60-yard punt in this thickness tonight.
Maybe not a 60-yard, but we saw 45 earlier.
Yeah, we did. Snap. Man, he took forever to get that off, but he gets off a good one. That's good. Oh, he touched it, and guess what?
Live ball.
Oh,
it is a live football.
Satellite will recover a muff punt, and we'll have the ball at the Space Coast 33.
Boy, oh boy.
And that's just unfortunate. Caden Thomas called a cramp.
Well, listen, we talked about how muggy it is out there and how sticky it is, and all it does is make those footballs slipperier and slipperier.
And Caden Thomas doesn't make mistakes like that, but you see him walking off, catching a cramp, dropped the ball, and it rolled away, and Satellite comes back on offense with 1:11 to go here in the third at the 35. They've got to put points on the board here.
Yeah, I mean, if you come away on this drive without some points, I think there's going to be some serious hustle and bustle down on that sideline.
Yeah, you got to make them pay. That is the fourth turnover turnover of the night for the run straight up the middle. And Nick, credit, buddy, credit to you.
This is what we said on the last drive, right? First down, let's just work what's to our strength. Let's work what's worked tonight, and then we'll work to the play action. You know, we've seen numerous plays up the middle, and they haven't all been successful, but enough of them have been to say, hey, first down, let's do it.
That's Raider Kerr on that carry, and they're going to have too many men on the field. That's not going to matter because he's all the way down to the 1 yard line. That's going to be against Space Coast. The player failed to get off the field. Who carried the ball?
They've got, I think they've got an illegal motion on Satellite. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay. I saw the side judge say something a little bit different. I was like, wait a second, what?
So, well, maybe we got offsetting penalties.
Yeah, because they're bringing it back.
Yeah. Otherwise, they would be declining that. It would be first and goal from the 1. Or no, they're walking it off. What are they doing?
Is that a dead ball, foul?
I guess it is. He signaled offsides.
Oh, offsides. Yeah, it wasn't 12 men on the field.
Offsides is a dead ball foul in high school football. So that's a dead ball, so the play does not count, which is weird. I mean, we saw that play out last year with Merritt Island against Ed White when Liam Miller kicks a 35-yard field goal. Ed White jumped off sides, and the field goal was good, but he had to kick it again. So it's 1st and 5, straight up the gut. He almost lost the football, and this time we're going to get a false start.
Oh, I think we have an equipment issue here with the mouthpiece.
Come on, guys.
Week 1 out. Week 1.
Look,
whole lot of milk being drunk tonight.
Yeah, excuse me, ma'am. Can I have sir, can I have a shot of that there? Vitamin D. And it ain't nothing but vitamin D. Don't hand me 2% milk. What is 2% milk?
Watered down stuff.
Give me milk. And that's the end of the third quarter. We're going to try and see if we can fix this scoreboard. Back in a minute. It's 10-7 Scorps. My man Caleb Brown, man, flying around, getting that scoreboard up. I don't know if we got, I don't know what it looks like, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, we got all zeros on there. So just ignore the time. We'll figure it out. Week one. Milk, please. 12 minutes. Want to say hello to Miss Arlene Flores. We are inside the beach. I know I do that. We are inside the Cape Coast Volleyball red zone. 1st and 5. Turns, gives, and nothing there.
That's a great defensive play. 2 men read that play exactly. Number 56.
Yep.
Thomas Hill. I didn't catch the other line.
I should have just kept going with saying something like, we are in the beach area of Brevard County. 11:36 to play in the 4th. 2nd and 7.
We're having too much fun in this week one here.
For those that know, you know. You just know what I did. There you go. Here's a handoff inside. And I'll tell you what, these defenses, as tired as they might be, are playing great up front. Great football up front. I want to thank Cape Coast Volleyball. Cape Coast Volleyball develops more than great volleyball players. They develop confident athletes and strong young people. Through athlete-centered coaching, Cape Coast teaches teamwork, leadership, responsibility, resilience, and sportsmanship. They do this in a positive, competitive environment. Miss Connie's got her own building down there with beginner clinics, elite training, and competitive teams. Cape Coast offers programs for athletes of every age and skill level. Visit Cape Coast at 7740 Technology Drive, capecoastvolleyball.com. Here we go with 3rd down and about 5. Play action, little dump off, and he dropped it.
Great play, great timing. Unfortunate receiver just couldn't hold on to that ball. But
all right, what's wrong, cramp?
I think he gets a 1st down plus some there.
Oh, I got you. Okay. 10:20 to go, and they're going to try the field goal. Why not? They got 2 good legs out here. So Ryder Hodges is going to come on. That ball's going to be planted at about the 19. So that'll be a 29-yard field goal, Nick, if he can convert this.
Well, we saw him make further than this in the pregame. So
absolutely.
It's
Snap is great. Hold, kick, and it's a line drive, but I think it goes wide left. The line, he rushed it. Absolutely rushed it. So now it's going to be 1st down for Space Coast from the 15-yard line.
I know this sideline is very disappointed right now with where they started on this drive versus not getting any points on the board. I mean, if Space Coast comes back and ends up taking the lead, they might look at that point right there as the deciding change.
Well, I think the other thing that Space Coast probably needs to hear on this drive, if I'm Jake Owens, I'm talking to my offensive line in Man Williams.
Absolutely.
Right now, I'm saying there's 10-13 to play in the 4th quarter. We got 85 yards of football field. Yeah, I want to throw the football, but let's go out and hit them a couple times in the mouth, tire them out a little bit. I think that's where you do this here.
It looks like they've gone back to their traditional spread, three by one.
Yeah. Man, sidecar right to Sandy. And he throws on 1st down. It's out of bounds. It's 2nd and 10.
I don't think he heard you.
No,
I don't think he.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. What did Elvis say? That's all right, Mama. 10:07. I'll spare everybody.
It doesn't surprise me, though. Coach Owen has all the respect and the trust in Sandy. No reason why I wouldn't see him putting the ball in his hand on a continuous basis for the rest of this game.
I think you need to give him something a little bit more. I think you need to call a route maybe where you get 2 little curls across the middle of the field or something. Something to give him.
Get back into the swing.
Yeah,
of things.
because I think his confidence is a little shattered right now. He's turned the ball over 3 times tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. No, it's one-handed play. And that's going to be 10 yards. That's exactly, you're right.
And that's exactly what you're talking about. You know, obviously that wasn't a curl or stick route, but just a nice little swing routes, quick screen. That's get a little confidence there. That's a great move by Coach Owens.
Yep, Chad Johnson on the reception. Let's see if he picks up enough for the first down. Oh, boy. Do I want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
That's someone confirming he's the same guy. It ain't broken.
Yeah, right. 3rd down and 1. 9:57 to go. Sandy. He pulls it this time. He's going to get the first down, and that's
definitely. I like that call too.
Yeah.
They haven't put it in Sandy's hand for many runs this game, and we saw him last year. Almost 600 yards rushing last year, somewhere up there, and putting it in his hands right there. Again, a lot of trust in Sandy.
I thought they were going to start playing the whoa.
Whoa.
But they didn't. They went somewhere else with
that. Thank the Lord. All
right.
Nobody wants to hear that other stuff.
Yeah, easy. First down. Sandy. Looking to throw. Oh, nice block.
Another great block.
And he's just
another great decision.
And that's a good play by Sandy. And this guy's going to want to know, why is this not a chop block? Because he got him at the waist.
Absolutely. It was textbook block by the running back.
Man Williams showing the other side of his game. Now, if he'd have went down and hit him at the knees, the flags come flying. But he didn't. He flipped him over his shoulder with at the mid-sides. It's a good no call by the ref. So here we go with 2. Second and 10.
That brings up 2nd and 10.
Sandy's going to have 2x2 here, double split equally to each side. Now man jumps in the slot. Yeah.
5 wide.
See what happens here on 2nd down. Sandy, I don't like the out route there. And I don't think he looks comfortable throwing that ball. You tell me. You're an offensive guy.
I think I would agree with you there, and I think in the speed that the Space Coast has in their receivers, I think they're almost too trusting on an out route like that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I want to come across the middle with it a little bit more, or something a little more
static, a little more quick. Let them just plant that back foot and throw.
3rd down. Now you can have 3x1. Thomas in the middle. Throws, hit as he does, and that's intercepted. And a great read by the DB there. Number 36 for Satellite is Landon Mentillo. He baited Sandy to throw that football.
Well, I'll tell you, Sandy getting clocked at the throw of that ball didn't help any either. Another big turnover by Space Coast.
That is the 4th turnover of the night by Sandy, the 5th or 6th turnover of the night by Space Coast. And Sandy has started the year with 3 interceptions, and he only threw 5 of all last year.
Week 1.
Yeah.
Week 1.
I'll
tell you, and I know we keep harping on the weather out there, but it's thick out
sticky,
there.
Man.
It's sticky. Ball doesn't quite fly like it does on a normal, cool football night.
Turns, gives. Oh, look at this run. And that's exactly what we were talking about, Nick, right? You got to wear him down. Is that Hurdy? Looks like him.
That was 36.
Number 0, yep.
So nice interception by Mentillo. That was a good play by Landon. He hung back, kind of hid behind the receiver, if you will. I said bait. I don't know if he did that, but he does come up with it.
Right back to it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep. What'd you say? Martell said that he was Dan Burke's running the plays from Reggie. Reggie Nelson's highlight tape.
That very well may be true, actually.
Yeah, that's what the last two plays were, because I'm looking at them, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen this before, but it's effective there. That's funny.
And I think this is smart as well, you know. Oh.
Penalty. We had a holding penalty.
I guess I missed that.
I did too.
So folks, come on out this Saturday, support the Scorpions football team. And a little get together over here in Long Daughters. Touchdown Club is doing a cornhole tournament this Saturday. Come on out to Long Daughters Saturday morning at 11 a.m.
I don't know which one you're talking about.
$10 buy-in, get your registration
Oh.
for you and your team.
About 8.5 minutes left in the game here.
Long Daughters gift cards, raffle, baskets, food, plenty of fun. All the tournament proceeds benefit the sports.
Back to the traditional I set.
Here we go.
3 back. Oh,
Who's that?
that was Kerr again.
Yeah. Raider Kerr. He's got something back there, right? I mean,
I'll tell you, his legs just don't stop. Have you watched his legs?
Yeah,
They just
I
keep
have.
on and moving.
Kerr, and we haven't even really seen a lot tonight of Tristan Sajak, who had like 300 yards rushing for Cocoa Beach last year, can run the football. 7:56 to play in the game here.
That shows you they feel like they got some depth in that backfield.
Yeah, listen, the offense is certainly not doing them any favors. But I'm talking about Space Coast.
Correct.
But this defense is, right now, this is that moment as they are inside of the Cape Coast volleyball red zone. And that's a great stop, and coming in to finish it off is number, it looked like 64, but I don't have a 64.
And I think that was Tristan Sajak right there on the carry.
Yeah.
You spoke it into existence.
Yep, there he goes. Unfortunately, I did the same when I said we had a smooth running first quarter and a well-played first quarter.
Boy, they love this tight I formation.
Yeah, no doubt. And that is close to a first down. If not, it'd be 4th and inches. No, he's
fourth.
He's calling 4th and inches. And you ain't got to worry about an 8-yard shotgun here. I promise you don't have to worry about that here. But I would ensure somebody bigger carries the football this time.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
4th down and less than a yard.
This could be a Hurdy carry right here from the fullback position.
I think I'd put big number 75 behind me and just turn it and hand him the football. Here we go. And we do have a big guy up front. It's got to be going to the fullback. And it does. And he follows. And there's the first down. Oh, my goodness. What was that? It came. Look, somebody's arm came flying off. And that is a satellite Scorpion first down. And now they the ball's going to be marked at the 11, so they're still going to be able to get a first down. Listen, they score here with 5:57 to go, and it becomes a 2-score game. Jake Owens and company are in a little bit of trouble.
And I'll tell you, Burke will probably be happy with 3 or 4 plays here to score, too. You know, run down that clock even further. He's big on the timing of this clock.
What are you going to do here on first down? I'm going to keep the ball on the ground.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go right up the gut just like I have.
Yeah.
You know, I might not go into that traditional tight eye that they've run in this quarter. I might split those wide receivers out a little bit, make it look like I'm going play action here.
Yeah, at least
you know what I mean. Spread it just a hair. And I know Coach Burke loves to just tighten it up and really just, man against man football down there, but I do prefer spreading it just a little bit at least here.
I wouldn't mind seeing that counter again right here.
Oh, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
that's a great call.
I would not mind seeing that counter that they ran down close to the goal line down here last time. That counter, we'll see. But I do think there has to come a play on this series where they need to at least make them think that they're going to throw the football.
Well, here we go. We split out the receiver here, spread it out just a little bit.
Yep.
Offset eye.
And there's the counter. And that's going to be A Satellite Scorpion touchdown. How about that, Nick?
Wow, I feel like somebody just said it, but I don't know.
And with 5:45 remaining, 16-7, pending the extra point. I must say, a great play call.
Great play call. They must have an earpiece down there from you, Alan.
And, so those counters, when you run them right in the right situations, they are tricky, man.
They're beautiful, and they usually go for a really good amount of yards. And had they not been on the goal line there, that thing could have went for 80.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Although Hurdy's a big guy. He might have got caught, but yeah.
And there's the extra point that will give Satellite a 10-point lead with 5:45 to play. We'll be back with the kickoff. Say it's ball game yet. Welcome back. I wouldn't say it's ball game yet.
Yeah.
But unless Sandy and this all, obviously they're thrust into passing situations here, and Satellite can sit back a little bit. But you better keep an eye on Caden Thomas. You better keep an eye on Chad Johnson. You better keep an eye on Man Williams out of the backfield, because all three of those guys are more than capable of catching a ball out of the backfield and going 70, 80 yards on you.
Yeah, and I think you don't try to go 70 yards here on this first play. Again, let Sandy get some feel on this next few plays. Maybe a couple short crossers. Of course, you got to keep the clock in mind here. But I definitely would not just go bombs out right here.
No doubt. No doubt. 5:45 as the Satellite Scorpions, Riley. No, that's not Riley Allen. That's the wrong team again, week one. And that's smart. That's a good start.
Definitely not who I would have kicked it towards.
No, it went right back down.
I do like the idea, though.
Yeah, Fluellen there. Deuce Fluellen. And I tell you, it's weird to me, but and maybe Satellite has made an adjustment. I don't know. But Fluellen he had opportunities and none since the touchdown.
Alan, I really think, and I feel like we keep harping on this, but I really think it's what we were talking about. It's sticky out there. This ball is not flying now like it did even at the beginning of this game.
Yeah.
It was a little warm at the beginning of the game, but it wasn't muggy and sticky like
this. This is that where you want to be nowhere near the beach type sticky.
Yeah, exactly.
1st and 10, the ball's at the 35.
And that does not bode well for what needs to be a high-flying offense right now.
That's exactly right. You're going to get Thomas split wide right, and the inside slot is going to be Caleb Klingenberg, and two to the high side, including Deuce Fluellen. And Man Williams in motion. Sandy looks to throw. He rolls to his right, stops, throws, and lets it go. Thomas is open, and that's just a great play coming in late. That was a fabulous breakup by Levi Mummy.
And I know that wasn't the initial read there. It looked like we were trying to get the defense to bite on the movement in the backfield, and he was hoping to hit one of these outside routes over here, but having to roll out to the right because of the pressure. It was close to a beautifully thrown ball.
Yeah.
Another 3 yards on that ball, and it's a touchdown.
Yep.
But again, beating the dead horse. Ball's just not flying.
The last Mummy that played here was arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of Satellite High School. Noah Mummy. Noah Mummy. And they're all high jump state champs. I don't think Levi's won his yet, but I know Levi won 2 or 3. Or pole vault. I'm sorry, pole vault.
There you go. See, I like that.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I like that.
Get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Get some forward progress, even though it's not, 30 yards. I like that. That's a great call right there.
The other thing, too, is getting a guy like Deuce Fluellen, creating opportunity for him by putting him in space somewhere.
Agreed. The athletes that they have on the outside here for Space Coast, get them in a little bit of space, and I think you got some opportunity there.
5-18. Third down now. Throws. Oh, wow. Nice play by Thomas. I tell you what, the bobble catch saves the game at the moment for the Vipers. Caden Thomas made a great play there. 1st and 10 for the Vipers at their 46-yard line.
Able to get out of bounds there as well. Another great call. Quick.
Problem I have is taking too long.
Well, we've got to stop clocking after each play now, so they can take a little bit of time here.
Why don't we have a stop?
Because he went out of bounds.
Yeah, well, that's right. And a first down. So.
Yep.
Duh. Here we go. Sandy looks all the time in the world, and now. Oh, yeah. You saw that coming. That was our guy tonight, Luke Hurd.
Luke Hurdy.
Wow. Yeah, Luke Hurdy. Right now, Luke is very much a candidate for the Hall of Change player of the game tonight.
I would agree. And Sandy's got to be smart there. He's got to see him in the corner of his eye and just get rid of that ball. Throw it out of bounds. Can't take a sack right there. Clock is now ticking.
4:40 to go. And, now it's 2nd and 22. They want to go back to Caden Thomas. They want that shot down the field again.
If they want it, here's their chance. He's got a one-on-one matchup here. Safety's playing very high, but there you go.
There's Deuce Fluellen. And that's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Put him in space. Let him go make a route. He gets wide open across the middle, and that is a first down. But do we have a flag?
We do have something.
Oh, they called it incomplete.
Oh, beautifully thrown ball by Sandy there.
Where'd he drop it?
Must have been right at the end because from our angle, it looked like he had it all the way down.
Yeah, but he turned and ran with the ball, didn't he? No?
No,
okay.
He went down almost immediately.
Okay, so he must have not held possession on it. Throws, caught, nice move. Fluellen making up for it. Now he protects the ball. And now it's going to be 4th and about 5. I like the play call. Obviously, as you alluded to earlier in the game, picking up 5 yards. Oh, that's pretty cool. We just had a dog run across the field with some sort of vest on.
It got your player in space there, just like we were just speaking about. He was able to make one move, made 2 guys miss, and gained 10, 12 yards right there.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping they can catch that dog. 4th down and 6. Sandy looking, throws. Nice pitch and catch to Kate.
Oh, ball's out.
He just lost the ball. Caden Thomas just dropped the football. That's the 6th turnover of the night, and that will end, I believe, any shot Space Coast has.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a miracle right now for something to happen.
Yeah, 6 turnovers. And listen, Thomas, I don't know why, but he just dropped the football.
Sticky, it's wet out there. He's trying to make a move. He's trying to do what's, trying to get to that end zone to make a play for his team to try to get him back. And sometimes it's just too much. You got to protect the football first and foremost. And with 6 turnovers tonight, that might be the story of the game, really.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We want to thank Legacy Sports Construction. Building a championship caliber athletic facility starts with a team that understands sports. Patrick and Stacy Ralston, the professionals at Legacy Sports Construction, provide turnkey sports construction specializing in synthetic turf. You know the name Ross well because his son is Caden Ross.
Oh.
Used to be the quarterback at Eau Gallie High School. Backed by a lifetime workmanship guarantee, former coach, athletic director, and military veterans. All the team at Legacy knows what it means to serve. Call Patrick today at 321-522-9027 or visit at lssurfacing.com.
Tell you what, these kids getting it all out there in this heat. Got to stay hydrated with your stance. Being no there.
A lot of well-known people in our
But here we go. It'll be a swing.
Oh, yeah.
runner things, the Denenbergs, the Rosses. I mean, you're talking about people that have helped this county so much over the last 20, 30
The
years.
Lindbecks, too.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's
Christie,
so many.
yeah.
Natwick, I mean,
Yeah.
we've got a lot of them.
I'm blessed to have them be a part
Absolutely.
of Brevard's. I mean, there's just no question about it. Satellite, listen, I don't know what. Man, that was a quick hold. That's, is that Bob? Is that the Hall of Famer out there? I can't tell who it is. Nah, Bob would be up here on the clock. Chop block. Second one we've seen
Second
tonight.
one of the night.
Yeah, we don't normally see.
Third, if you ask the Satellite fans.
Yeah, right. So 252, and that's the one thing Satellite doesn't want to do here is play backwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Control the ball, control the clock. Just keep that clock running.
Look, there are ways to blow 10-point leads. I'm a Ravens fan. I've seen it happen. You and I have texted on multiple. You're like, you're up by 28 at halftime. I'm like, it's the Ravens, dude. We're like,
wait.
Final score is 3 points. So, I mean, I see it all the time.
NFL right around the corner. College football right around the corner.
It's all
it
coming,
is football season.
Join us on Saturday from Stradley Park if you can't make it out or don't want to sit out in the heat. You can watch Coco and Space Coast do battle. Space Coast makes their return to the ACYA. 2:39 to play. It's now 1st and 25. There's not going to be anything fancy coming here. This is where I think frustration is starting to become a factor.
I don't know. They look like a hold. Nope, helmet.
Yeah. You call that on Space Coast?
Yeah, I believe so.
So it's going to be 1st and, it takes 15 off. Should be
So
1st and 10, yeah.
Gave the 15 up, took it back.
If Satellite hangs on here, this is a huge win for them.
Gigantic win. And I know they had this circled, and, of course, nobody likes to say they've got specific games circled.
They had this one circled.
They had this one circled from the beginning.
I had this one circled. You had this one
one
circled. Right? If I got it circled, they got it circled.
They're both in the North Division of the Atlantic in the SSAA. They're considered two of the top probably 3 teams in the North Atlantic.
The opportunity.
And I think they both know that.
Yep. The opportunity to play again could come in late October, early November.
Absolutely.
So
semifinals, if anything.
Yep. If you're Space Coast, you come away from this and you say, guys, there's one thing we need to do different. Well, we just need to protect the football.
Got to protect the football.
I mean, they are a -6 tonight, right? Satellite
-4 tonight.
-4 tonight. And you go back and look at last season. And
plus 24
yeah,
last season.
plus 24.
And don't get it wrong, Satellite was plus 7 last season as well. So both had a very good number in the turnover battle. But, this is definitely not what Space Coast does. And I know Coach Owens will harp on that, and that'll be probably the most focused item in the next week's practice.
Yep. I completely agree with you. At the very least tonight, we will try to I don't think we're going to be able to get down because of the way they set up here.
Yeah.
Get down and get an interview with Hurty, but I think at this point he's got to be our player of the game, what he's done offensively and defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cade Whitworth probably, I would say, came in second with all the times that we called his name tonight.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion, of course. But, yeah, I think Luke Hurty is the decision there.
And there's a run, and a first down will end this officially. And Space Coast does not appear to be calling a timeout here, so it looks like they will move on to week 2, and we will move on to tomorrow night real quick. And any games tomorrow night you looking forward to seeing? Like for example, MCC Holy Trinity, Rockledge Heritage, Cocoa, and Melbourne. That's going to be a great one.
Melbourne is probably my number one there, and then the MCC game probably my number two. And again, a lot of that has to do with the changing of the guards in the head coaching business there. And I love to see how teams react and recoup after the coaching staff moves and takes over. Now, don't get it wrong, Coach Hooks was on that staff prior to taking over as the head coach, so they're a little bit easier there. But MCC almost completely new staff there.
Yeah, I think a great game tomorrow night that nobody's talking about is Cardinal Gibbons at Titusville. We're going to know a lot about Titusville right out of the gate against a Matt DeBuck team that went to another Final Four last year.
I think there's high expectations for Titusville this year. And I know they had some ups and downs last year. Coach Diesel's first year over there in Titusville, but
he really likes Remy Veen.
Yeah, they all do, and from what I understand, everybody does.
Yeah, and you got Tank Harvey back. I mean, they've got a great young secondary.
Yeah,
they're going to be a good football team.
They're
going to have something to say to Merritt Island and O'Galley before this is all over. I'm not saying they're going to beat them, but they're certainly going to go out there and go nose to nose.
There's some things that Merritt Island and O'Galley are going to have to deal with. They're going to have to deal with the cohesiveness. Right? Yeah. They've all got transfers that came in, a decent amount at that. And how do you get that team to be a family that quick,
Yeah.
So there's definitely some things that got to get figured out, and we're going to see it very soon.
So under a minute to play, 43 seconds. We'll get one more snap here. So Hurdy, our player of the game tonight. Congratulations to that young man. What year is Luke Hurdy?
I think he's a junior.
And again, Dan Burke talked very glowingly of him. Satellite is going to move to 1-0. The story of the night, Hurdy and 6 turnovers tonight.
Agreed.
And I don't think there's anything more than that.
No, great being out here again, Alan.
Well, you'll be back.
You, Caleb.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll be back. Maybe make the ride to Titusville with me next week.
It's possible.
Let's do the Titusville. Possible. Let me know when you're available. Caleb, outstanding job tonight. Welcome back, young man. I know you're here. I know you're back briefly. You got another surgery, but it's great to have you in a press box tonight. Once again, our final score, Satellite 17, Space Coast 7. He's a junior. Okay.
A junior, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I heard he is a junior, so he's our player of the game tonight. But one more time, Satellite takes this one tonight by 10, 17-7. For Nick Donahue, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski, and for Caleb Brown, you have been watching the SSAA Week 1 High School Football on the Brevard Sports Network. I will see you tomorrow night from Holy Trinity High School. Caleb will see you tomorrow night from Heritage High School.